everybody? JT Dangerous here. Once again, I am back for my Week 5 college football prediction. Now, Week 4 is in the books, and now we're into Week 5 of the college football season. Now, our record finishing up Week 4 last week, we went 6-4. So our overall record coming into Week 5 this week is 30-10. So to say my Week 4 predictions were tough, just beyond, they were really tough this week for sure. Especially 3 games that I got wins, but they were nail biters. Texas A&M and Arkansas, Penn State and Iowa, and Florida and Kentucky. Those 3 games had me the most nervous in Week 4 to have a winning record. But once again, it's a winning record. We're now at 4 weeks. Hopefully in this video we will make it 5 weeks in a row. Now, before I begin, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all the videos last week, all 5. Again, thank you guys so very much for doing that. And also, thank you guys for watching my Week 4 college football predictions. And once again, we hit 1,000 views on that video, over 1,125 views to be exact. So again, thank you guys so very much for watching last week's episode, last week's predictions. 46 comments again from you, fantastic college football fans, and also putting up your predictions to go against mine. So again, thank you guys, and you guys know who you guys are for doing that, and also representing your team. And we also had 17 likes. So again, thank you guys so very much for watching all 5 of the videos last week. Again, cannot say thank you enough. You guys are making this even more fun to do this. So again, thank you. And again, thank you guys for watching last week's college football predictions. Now, we are at 190 plus subscribers on the channel, so I do want to thank you guys so very much for supporting the channel. To new subscribers, you just super kick that subscribe button. Thank you, and welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. It is great to have you. And to my longtime subscribers, thank you guys for, as always, supporting the channel and killing it. Now, this is your first time watching my channel as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video. Boy, you picked a good one if you're a college football fan. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I am JT Dangerously, and welcome to the club, because this club is just to whoop whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. I'm going to start off with the first matchup, a Big Ten battle between the Maryland Terrapins heading to Minnesota to face the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now, both teams are, this is a big Big Ten battle. Of course, the Maryland Terrapins are coming in 2-1. The team, team in the Big Ten East with teams like Michigan, Sparty, Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, and Rutgers. They're looking to continue their pretty promising season into the Big Ten East. And on the other side, you have the Minnesota Golden Gophers, of course, being in the Big Ten West Division with teams like Purdue, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Northwestern, and Nebraska. They're another team to look out for. With former coach of the Western Michigan Cowboys, P.J. Fleck, Minnesota is definitely one of those teams to look out for in the Big Ten West when it comes to Wisconsin and Iowa. So coming from me in this first Big Ten matchup, I'm going to take the Minnesota Golden Gophers to defeat the Maryland Terrapins. And now the next matchup, an SEC East battle between the Vanderbilt Commodores heading to the swamp to face the number 21th ranked Florida Gators. Now, the Vanderbilt Commodores are coming off a very embarrassing loss, a complete attitude adjustment by the Alabama Crimson Tide when they said, "We want Bama. Be careful what you wish for because you just might get it." And they got it over, they got blown out like 66 to something. So they got definitely they got their ego definitely busted in that game. So Vanderbilt's coming in with a rebound for sure. And then you have the Florida Gators who are coming off one of those big come-from-behind wins against Kentucky and extending the winning streak to 31 over Kentucky with Luke Del Rio moving them down the field in the 2 minutes into the fourth quarter and winning the game. If you know that name, that is Jack Del Rio's son that won the game for Florida. So that was a big win for them. Florida's coming in 2-1, and they're looking to get the swamp bumping against Vanderbilt. So coming from me in this SEC East battle, again, a lot of people were high on Vanderbilt until the Alabama game, and then they really realized they're a good team, but not an elite team. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the number 21th ranked Florida Gators to defeat the Vanderbilt Commodores. Chomp, chomp. And now the next matchup, another SEC East battle between the Georgia Bulldogs and heading to Tennessee to face the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, this is the 47th meeting between the Bulldogs and the Volunteers, with Tennessee leading the all-time series 23-21-2. Tennessee has won the last 2 meetings, and Georgia's looking to win for the first time in this series since 2014. So they've been waiting 3 years to get this shot. Now, With Georgia starting off first, they're 4-0, number 7th ranked in the top 25. They looked really good. I mean, with Nick Fromm from State Farm and Nick Chubb against Mississippi State, they looked fantastic. I mean, this is the team that I think will win the SEC East this year because they look really, really good. And then on the other side, the Tennessee Volunteers are coming off that game against Florida. They had it, but they lost it. They made so many mistakes in that Florida game. It was I felt bad even picking for them, but they did not look good. Butch Jones losing that kind of game, that fashion, definitely did not help him for sure. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry, I got to take the number 7th ranked Georgia Bulldogs. I just think they're maybe the best team other than Florida in the SEC East, and I think they are the front runners coming from me to win the SEC East. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm taking the number 7th ranked Georgia Bulldogs to beat the Tennessee Volunteers. And now the next matchup, another SEC battle in the West Division. It is the number 24th ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs heading to Jordan-Hare Stadium to face the number 13th ranked Auburn Tigers. Now, it's the Bulldogs against the Tigers this week, with, of course, both Mississippi State coming off that huge loss against Georgia on Saturday. They did not look good, so they're definitely looking to rebound, and Auburn's coming in 3-1. Got another win on Saturday, so they're looking to continue the winning streak. So coming from me in this SEC West battle to see who will even be in contention against Bama in the West, I'm going to take the Auburn Tigers to win. I just think Auburn's a good team, especially at home, and Gus Malzahn's definitely going to continue to win to keep his coaching intact. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the number 13th ranked Auburn Tigers to defeat the Mississippi State Bulldogs. War Eagle. And now the next matchup, an American Athletic Conference game featuring the Memphis Tigers heading to Central Florida to face the Central Florida Golden Knights. Now, this is a very interesting game on the thing this week. Of course, with Memphis, the one team I remember beating UCLA a few weeks ago. Of course, being in the division with Navy, SMU, Houston, Tulane, and Tulsa. Another team to look out for in the American Athletic West Conference. Then on the other side, you have the UCF Golden Knights who are coming off or from the East Division of the American Athletic Conference with teams like East Carolina, Cincinnati, Temple, and UConn. So the one thing I know about Central Florida is that Blake Bortles played there. He made Central Florida what it is today. I mean, they're a really good team. And look where Blake Bortles is now. He's at Jacksonville, and he's actually winning for once. So that's the only thing I know about Central Florida coming from me, guys. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's tough. This one's a really, really tough one. So coming from me, I am taking the UCF Knights to defeat the Memphis Tigers. And now the next matchup, an ACC battle between the number 2 ranked Clemson Tigers heading to Virginia Tech to face the Virginia Tech Hokies. Now, this is, of course, going to be where College Game Day is going to be at on Saturday, so this one's going to be big game for sure. Now, both teams are coming in 4-0. Clemson's coming off a very not too bad of a win on Saturday, and Virginia Tech is also coming off a big win as well. So one of these teams is going to be one of these teams is definitely going to get some boost into their division in the ACC. Now, starting off with Clemson being the number 2 ranked team in the world, when you got Dabo Swinney, you got that offense, you got that strong ass defense. Clemson is a team to look out for, and again, a lot of people are sleeping on them. I don't know why, because they don't have Deshaun Watson anymore, but never sleep on the Clemson Tigers this year. And then you have the Virginia Tech Hokies. Now, the only thing I know about Virginia Tech, Beamer Ball and Michael Vick. Michael Vick played at Virginia Tech, and I remember Frank Beamer coaching the Virginia Tech Hokies when they were all about the Beamer Ball and that stout defense they had. So this is a huge this is going to be a fantastic matchup on Saturday night. So coming from me in this matchup and knowing if Lee Corso is going to be smart to pick this, I'm going to go with the number 2 ranked Clemson Tigers to defeat the Virginia Tech Hokies. And now the next matchup, a Big 12 battle, featuring the number 15th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys heading to Texas to face the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now, both teams are coming off, one team's coming off a very embarrassing loss and another team's coming off a big win. Now, starting off with the Oklahoma State Cowboys, they're coming off an embarrassing loss to the TCU Horned Frogs. When you're down against TCU, they will make you pay, and they will make you pay dearly, and that's exactly what happened in this game. Mason Rudolph did not have a great game, and they're definitely looking to bounce back after that embarrassing loss. And then they go, and then to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, who of course beat Houston last week. Picked against Texas Tech, so again, I was wrong in picking against them because Cliff Kingsbury, with that offense, can get it done. Their defense also got it done in that game too. So coming from me in this Big 12 matchup, man, this one's really tough, guys. This one's tough because, again, this is the second Texas Tech game I'm picking, and this is the second Oklahoma State game I'm picking. So I'm going to go with the number 15th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. I think that game was an absolute trap game for Oklahoma State. A lot of people did not expect TCU to put up those kind of numbers against a team that was putting up 50 each week. And I think that was a complete trap game for them. I think they're going to redesign and get back into this Big 12 conference. So I'm taking the number 15th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys to defeat the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And now the next matchup. It is the Northern Illinois Huskies heading to San Diego to face the number 19th ranked San Diego State Aztecs. Now, the Northern Illinois Huskies are from the MAC East Conference, the Mid-America Conference, with teams like Toledo, Ball State, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, and Central Michigan. So Northern Illinois is a very unknown team. I mean, this is the team that beat Nebraska at Nebraska. So do not be surprised they can pull up another upset. I mean, the only thing I know about Northern Illinois is that Paxton Lynch went there, the backup for the Denver Broncos. He's the one that got Northern Illinois that great season a few years ago. So that's the only, but again, look out for Northern Illinois in this game. And then you have the San Diego State Aztecs, who are coming out of the Mountain West Conference with teams like Fresno State, UNLV, Nevada, Hawaii, and San Jose State. Now, this team coming from me, and I said this in the comment section in last week's video, San Diego State is one of those teams to look out for in the New Year's Six with those top at-large bids for big games in the bowl season. So definitely look out for the San Diego State Aztecs in that. And they also have a great running back in Rashad Penny. Look out for him because he was the one that won the game against Air Force last week. So coming from me in this matchup, again, do I see Northern Illinois pulling the upset again against another top team? I don't see it here. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm taking the number 19th ranked San Diego State Aztecs to defeat the Northern Illinois Huskies. And now the next matchup, a Pac-12 North battle between the Cal Bears heading to Oregon to face the Oregon Ducks. Now, the Cal Bears are coming off a tough loss to USC last week at home. Not their best game, but again, they look like they're improving, because I thought in week 1 they were the team to not improve. They have improved through 5 weeks. So Cal is looking pretty good. And then on the other side of the Oregon Ducks, who were ranked last week, but they lost to the Arizona State Sun Devils. So they're coming in unranked and looking to get some payback and get a win in the Pac-12 conference. Now, so coming from me in this battle in the Pac-12 North, man, this one's really, really tough. I'm going to take the Oregon Ducks to win. I think at home they are really dangerous. That crowd will get intense, as always, at Oregon. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm taking the Oregon Ducks to defeat the Cal Bears. And now the final matchup in Week 5. It is a Pac-12 South battle between the Colorado Buffaloes heading to Santa Clara to face the UCLA Bruins. Now, both these teams are coming off losses last week. Of course, Colorado losing to Washington and UCLA losing to Stanford. So Colorado, the one thing I know about Colorado is I watched the 30 for 30, the Gospel According to Mac, about I think either their former or current coach, Chris McCaffrey, about that 90s team that got to the national championship. So that's the only thing I know about Colorado. I know Colorado's always a great team. They were a great team last year, and they're a great team this year. So look out for them in the Pac-12 South. Then on the other side, you have the UCLA Bruins, who, of course, laid an egg like I thought they would against Stanford. And again, like I said, if UCLA lost that game, screw you, UCLA. You ain't getting picked again. Jim Moore fighting for his job. He's already lost two games he shouldn't have been lost. He lost to Memphis and he lost to Stanford. So you can rest assured Jim Moore is done at UCLA. So coming from me in this final matchup of Week 5, I'm going to take the Colorado Buffaloes to win. I think after that loss to Washington, they're going to have to wake up for sure. And I think they're going to wake up in this game because UCLA is way too suspect to trust. So coming from me in this final matchup of Week 5, I'm taking the Colorado Buffaloes to defeat the UCLA Bruins. And those are my Week 5 college football predictions. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy these college football predictions this week. Comment below, who do you have winning every game this week? Of course, represent your team in the comment section. Of course, if you want to put your predictions up on the comment as well, put them up. Let's have a conversation about it. I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to you because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching. And of course, before you go, you can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. And of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button to become part of this bigger and dangerous Lions. And I will see you later tonight for my Week 4 NFL predictions. Later days and peace.